¿Cómo estás? Mi casa, su casa. And here we are. You feeling good with your hat on? It's a hats on night tonight.
Yep.
Before we get started, let's say let's say hey to everybody that's here. Hey, what's going on? The dopest nerd is in the house. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome. Uh, Christy Bates is in the house. Oh, that's it. That's the only people we got talking. So you guys know we're members only, a members driven platform for the most part every now and then. Hey, what's going on, Pat? Welcome, Pat Blair. Welcome, LA Chick. Y'all know what it is. We like the likes to match the people in the room. It would be great if everyone could like on their way in. Um, yeah. So while we're getting started, let's just say hi. Oh, fun no matter what. What's going on? One joyful ladybug. Welcome. Yvonne,
What's up?
always good to
What's
see you.
up?
Straight juicy. Hey, while we're getting the room started, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here, Natanya. Um, mm, I gotta work on saying I be having so many
Me
thoughts running through
too.
my head,
Say
and I
all the damn time.
don't want to say the wrong thing. And sometimes I try to edit. I know people think I'm the most unfiltered person in the world. Uh, just finished cutting up. Oh, wow. Wow. Bonfires. Bonfires are always good. It's been a minute. I'm not sure which region are you in where you had a storm that was strong enough to snatch down a tree. It sounded like Florida, Louisiana, maybe Alabama. And for those who were bracing any storms that were going on, we pray everyone's well and everyone's doing good. Oh, North Dakota. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That got serious then. You were looking for me today. Close the deal on your foundation. Oh, congrats. Congratulations. Oh, we pray you all are the best in your movement and everything that you're doing.
Congratulations. For real.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's a
It's
huge accomplishment.
it is. It is. So, everyone, please, well wishes and the best ofs. Yes. Yes, to the Empress. Um, see, there goes Can you imagine if there was a person named how many times they would say yes a day? Just being in a room full of people that say what? I don't know what made me think of that, but it happened. So yeah, how about
I don't
that?
want to get I
For
don't want to get a
real.
racist. I was gonna say a damn Chinese name or some shit. Like, somebody.
Don't. Please don't. Hey Mystic, welcome. Hey Cat.
We talking about please don't.
Hey Christy. What do you mean? For real. There's a you we catch enough flack being the people that we are. We don't need no
Nigga.
extra flack. We don't need no extra flack, but we do need 50 more likes. We can use all the likes we can get. You guys know I listen to me. I love it when he wears that cowboy hat. I do. It's like one of my favorite things, watching
One of
him
the
put on a cowboy hat.
the sister who was, there I go with the I said Let's try to eliminate the ums. But the sister who hosted the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, I think it was last night. She went to uh the Compton Cowboys. She went there. She's a comedian. She's pretty funny.
Jimmy
I started
Kimmel?
following out. She's hosting. Jimmy Kimmel's like on vacation,
Yeah, so he
so
has those guest hosts that come through.
yeah, I think it's Nicole Breyer, but she went to the
Oh
Compton
yeah, yeah.
Cowboys, and I was like, oh, that's what's up, giving them some shine. I love that. She went to the Compton Cowboys, and you know, but the funny thing is they had Beyonce's horse, which it wasn't Beyonce's horse, but it was just hilarious. But she went there to did a segment there. It was good. It was good. So shout out to the Compton Cowboys.
Shout out to the Compton Cowboys and real cowboys and real horses only, not fictional things that go floating through crowds. Hey Jay, welcome. So I did the again. Ugh. We should get an
Y'all hit the like
jar.
button.
We should get
Y'all
an
hit the like button.
jar, and you have to put like $1 in every time you say the U word.
No, every time you say I'm gonna drink.
No, no, no. We don't need a saucy wolf. We don't need a sauced up wolf. It's a sauce free.
Okay.
The last time he pretended like he was going to drink a whole bottle of alcohol, people actually took it serious, and it wasn't nothing but a bottle of water.
I mean,
Man, I tell you, it's one thing having like an you know tricky sense of humor. Like I think that's the one thing that you and I got off on like real early and getting to know each other. We both have a quirky sense of humor. We're into dark humor. We're in all kinds of things, and it's nice to be around people that take the jar.
you said
Uh,
you said
I know, I know, I know, I know. I got to get better with that. Got to get better
that's
with
my
that.
drink.
And congratulations on your smart glass of wine. I'm sipping on a smart glass of water.
Good for you.
Thank you, Natanya, for reminding everybody so I don't have to. Because we got plenty of people in this room, and there should definitely be more likes already. Like, I hate the fact that people can't just come in and hit the like because you already know you won't like it. You here.
Yeah, just hit the like button. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know
You
what y'all
already
do.
know what it is. So, do you want to go over current events, talk about a few current events, or make an announcement or an update on anything before we get into this? Because I want to give everybody a chance to get into the room.
You said
Nope, Empress, he's a mess. You already know he's an authoritarian at heart.
you said what is it I want to do?
Yeah, I said, do you want to get into a couple of, whatever, whatever. Thank you,
To be honest,
Arena.
I want to cuss some motherfuckers out. That's what I want to do.
Really, really? Well,
But
can you do it without
I'm not
cursing?
gonna do it. I didn't cuss.
I
Y'all
know.
heard me.
I said, can you do it
I didn't
without
curse.
cursing? Can you tell a few people off? We're trying to be more responsible.
Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can. I'm gonna try. I'll reserve it for later. I'll reserve it for later. That's all. But oh, I said And this is grape juice, y'all. I'm not, you know. Oh, I said it again. So
Oh,
what I want to say is,
just like being in school.
what I want to say. Somebody said the jar. The Umar. I thought I said the Umar jar. I was like, no, we're not doing the Umar jar.
You know what?
Not a
Oh my
Umar jar.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Speaking of current events, so did you see that Charlemagne the Fraud is sticking up for Dr. Umar?
I didn't see that, but that makes
Yes.
sense.
He's sticking up for Dr. Umar and he's saying that he doesn't think that he would intentionally have done anything wrong or scammed anyone or anything like that. And apparently, there are a lot of content creators that now want to make that content and go off on Charlemagne the Fraud for sticking up for someone who he heavily promoted and has brought through to his platform on numerous occasions.
Well, that's what I don't. That's what I get. He's gonna promote. I mean, he's gonna stick up for him because the guy basically. Oh, I said.
Oops.
The guy essentially platformed him. So me being on the outside looking in, I'm really. I'm not like so. Charlemagne. So when I worked at Occidental College,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it like this. I shouldn't even put his business out there like that. Um,
Okay.
oh, well, should I put his business out there? Y'all let me know.
I don't think anybody here would mind. And who cares what he thinks?
I'm not gonna put Umar's business out there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Charlemagne.
Oh, no, I ain't got no business. I don't know Charlemagne to even putting any of his business out there. But I'm saying,
Oh, you talking about Umar.
of
Okay.
course, yeah, of course, Charlemagne is gonna platform a guy, or he's gonna promote or stick up for someone he platformed. He brought him on there.
Mm-hmm.
Me knowing how the conscious community work and how the circuits work, and then Umar going to like getting his numbers or getting his money from different schools. Like I said, I'm gonna just tread lightly because I don't want to, put his business out there. But I
Well,
just say, I just say, look, Charlotte promoting him or backing him, it makes sense because he platformed him. I'll just say it like that. He platformed him. He pretty much put him out there because for the most
yeah.
part, we knew about. When did you hear about Umar outside of Philly?
On the Breakfast Club. I heard that he
Okay,
was on the Breakfast Club. I mean, you got to understand something. I really don't watch the Breakfast Club like that. I really don't watch any of these so-called big podcasters or morning shows or whatever the case may be. I was an artist for many years, still am, just not, playing the major game and doing the industry thing anymore. And mm, was that a or a Was that a or a
I don't know.
or
I'm
a
gonna
or
drink to
a?
that.
Was that a no, but I mean, when I did it again. When
I'm glad
work,
I don't have my damn old fashioned like I used to drink. Man, I'd be toe up. Talking about some um. No, go ahead.
no, you wouldn't. It would take you a few. It would take us both a few. I bet you if we drank one right now, we had to split one
Mm-hmm.
and probably be, whew, because it's been a minute. But and a is not a. So,
It's close enough. So go ahead.
yeah. So, I'm trying to refrain. I'm
So
refraining.
you heard of him on the
I heard
Breakfast
of
Club. That was the
him,
first time you
seeing
heard of
him
him.
on social media, yeah, and seeing him on social media clips and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that guy.
Okay.
Oh, that guy.
I
That
first
guy's out
I,
there.
I first got wind of him. I think that was Hidden Colors one. He was in I think he was in Hidden Colors one and two. And Hidden
Hmm.
Colors was at like 2008, 2009, something like that. But that was when I first pretty much got wind of him and knew,
Hmm.
okay, oh, this okay, and he's solid. Met him, bought his book, was definitely in support of what he was saying. I'm
And I
pretty
get
sure
it.
Charlotte, and I'm pretty sure Charlemagne was the same way. Like, oh, okay, positive brother, has a book, trying to do a school.
Want to know what's
Boom.
funny? Ever since this exposure started, I actually went back to go listen to, some old interviews of his from different platforms that are here, you know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And people were complaining about the school not being done back then.
Oh yeah.
They were complaining about it back then. How long is it going to take for you to get that school up and running? How long is it going to take? Okay, now this is where I am definitely going to have to put my foot down and say something. We have over 500 people in this room. Can we please get at
Oh,
least
y'all got
another
it. Come on.
350 likes?
Y'all
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 tripping.
better y'all better hit the like button, please.
So,
Let me get y'all to hit the like button.
ooh, I did it again. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I said the. Okay, you know what? Let me go over here and oh, I already hit it. It's already here.
Oh,
I hit
you
it
like Ray
already.
J? You hit it already.
I hit it already.
You hit it
No,
already, like Ray J.
no, seriously though. But I was going back and listening, and a lot of the things that he was talking about, solid, really solid. And I've heard a lot of people talk about his book, and I know plenty of people have bought his book. The school business, hmm, a lot of people could say a lot of things about it. I don't understand how somebody who was supposed to be low key such a bad guy and such a scam artist for so many years, how he made it this long, how he made it this far without anybody saying nothing. So I think people are doing what they had to do. I'm trying to figure out how long it's gonna last because they're really, really, really making a meal out of him. And I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be made a meal out of on social media. Whether or not you're the victim, you're the villain, or the victor. People constantly using your name over and over and over again. It becomes annoying. And I believe that it's done intentionally just to trigger a person. Like when you see your name constantly being used over and over and over again for whatever reason, it becomes annoying. If I had $1 for every time somebody said I was crying about something. Somebody said that I was about to be unalived. Somebody said that my life was in danger. Somebody said that I was lying. Like if I had $1 for every time somebody called me a liar, I wouldn't need any investors. Matter of fact, I'd be able to go and build Umar School right now.
And if
I'd
I
be
had
able
a
to just
dollar,
go do it.
if I had a dollar for every time they look at me sideways, I pay the West Side on Fridays to build y'all player headers y'all on highways.
But you also
um,
know who they're going after right now as well. Kai Cenat. Now, the
yeah,
black content creators haven't started running down on him yet. It's just the big Caucasian, you know. Oh, Jessica. She's gifted a membership.
And who got
Oh,
it? Let me see.
Miss
Oh,
Courtney,
receive
Miss Courtney
Jessica.
B.
Miss Courtney B received it. Okay. Who is
Oh,
Courtney? Courtney B. Who are
I
you?
I
Is
don't know.
that
I know
Courtney
who this
Burgess?
Courtney B is.
Is
I
that well?
don't
We'll talk about
know.
Courtney B in a minute.
We're gonna get there in a second. We're trying to let everybody get into the room and we're trying to get up to these likes. Like we're not really gonna get into this conversation heavy until I see 500 likes. And right now we're only at 140. So we're gonna take our
Oh,
time.
and I got something good because I kind of well let okay. So look, we're gonna talk about who we already talked about. Umar, that's done, and Charlotte. So you're gonna get into the Kai Cenat situation. I have some information about who was going in on him because I think is Mr. Beast. So he had
Yeah,
something to
Mr.
do with the
Beast.
well. Mr. Beast has something to say, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk about
Hmm.
that because y'all, yo, Mr. Beast is funded by Mr. Beast ain't got that money like people think he got. That's what I'll say. But I will talk about it later. But then I also want to talk about other content creators selling courses. I'm not talking about no one in particular, but and I want to. We're gonna run into the whole thing about who who's everybody all of a sudden running down on because I got something to say. So before we move forward, I just kind of wanted to, let's go
Welcome,
back and talk about.
Jessica. Welcome to Jag Nation.
Appreciate you. Let's talk about this Kai Cenat situation and Mr. Beast, and then let me walk into that because I kind of
Yeah,
wanted to
Mr.
say something
Beast is
about that.
bankrolled. The truth is most of these content creators and these
Yeah,
podcasters
yeah.
are
They don't have it.
bankrolled.
They don't have it like they just it's just oh they got it out the mud. These people are
No,
prop the
they are
uh,
hired. They are
yeah.
hired, they are selected, and they are put into position to be mouthpieces for the corporations that got them running a gambit. It ain't nothing new. Like honestly, podcasting it's the new, it's being a radio jockey. It's the new record labels. This is what these things. Yes, plants. Let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. We have so many of them here on YouTube. We might as well call it out for what it is. But honestly, though, so this Mr. Beast guy, so these guys are running down and they're talking about this well business and hey, you donate this money and we're gonna do these wells and whoopty whoopty woo. And so this one content creator says, well, hey, Kai Cenat owes me 100,000. So
Mm,
I'm just gonna tell him to give it to you, which was a troll. It was a total troll. Because if you wanted the $100,000 to go there, would have just been as easy for you to go to Kai Cenat and say, "Hey, I need that money that you owe me. Can you give me my money?" And then he could have taken the money and donated it himself. He didn't need to put Kai Cenat on the hook for it. Now all of a sudden, Kai Cenat is little Umar because he had went over to Nigeria and he visited Nigeria, and I think it was Makoko or Makuko or Makoko is the name of the slum village that they were calling, as they called it. Uh, you know, a poor community, and he went there and he was visiting the schools and he promised them that he was going to come back to America and he was going to take a portion of his streams to help them rebuild their school conditions and all of this and all of that. And so he was supposed to be taking, I think it was like 20% of his streams, I heard, and he was supposed to do this, was supposed to do that. And they sent the money over there and they started working on the school and everything was this and everything was that. We'll get to the topic as soon as we get to the likes. Don't the likes shouldn't be
get the like
pausing. They should
y'all.
be going up. So all the way up the likes. Thank you. So anyway, he sent the money, and then apparently there was some kind of storm. The school was hit. The construction it didn't hold, and they have to start all over again. They have to, so whatever money was invested already, I mean, that's that because now they need more money to do more construction. So apparently, all of these content creators are now trying to say that, oh, Cenat is a thief and he's a scammer and he lied to his platform and he told them he was going to be doing this and he didn't do nothing and whoopty whoopty woo and yada 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 and he wouldn't donate to the wells and he's a fraud and he's a this and he's a that. Now, I think his trip to Nigeria was back in May. Thank you, ACG. I think his trip back it was back in May, which was before the BET Awards. And it's very interesting because nobody was worried about the school that he was donating to all of this time until this well business. Kind of like how nobody was sitting there really going after Umar for being, this philandering fraud himself for all of this time until this woman comes forward and starts talking all kinds of cash money crap about him and his mama going on a troll tour.
Mm.
So all of a sudden, welcome in, Nick. Welcome. And welcome. So effing special. Welcome. So anyway,
Okay.
now all of a sudden, he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that. And the school was a scam and da 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 da. He's being trolled, he's being this. Now they're talking about, well, who's your least favorite streamer? Oh, Kai Cenat. Now they all running down on him. They're going crazy on him.
Mm.
And I found it funny because I was wondering when it was going to start. Because he went to the BET Awards. He was invited to the BET Awards this year. And during the ceremony, he became very spooked. It was looking very demonic, as he said. And he said the whole thing was weird. And he was approached in the middle of, the festivities to come to the after parties. And he called somebody because he was so spooked out by being around all of the so-called elites that he had to get out of there. And now all of a sudden, they running down on him. I find it funny that nobody is putting two and two together with that because the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go to the white boys to try to devalue him, to make him look like he's this and look like he's that. And then they're going to get a little more information. And then your first black YouTuber is going to jump on it and then boom, 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 boom.
That's how they do
It's
it.
just, it's just really funny because he went to Nigeria before the BET Awards and everything was gravy. Everything was okay. Nobody was worried about where he was donating his money to or what he was doing. And now all of a sudden, you know, yes, we could definitely use three 300 more likes. That would be appreciated before we get into the main topic because we're not getting into the main topic until I see 500 likes. That's just that. And we have plenty of other current events that we can talk about. And hopefully, people will just start hitting that button so we can get started because we've been here almost 30 minutes. It's kind of nuts. There can't possibly be 400 haters in here just sitting here.
It quite possibly could.
Isn't that weird? Why do people do that? If you hate the project or you hate the platform or you hate the content creator so much, why just sit there and spy and watch and goggle? Oh, 4 months. Jag Nation, come on. The saga revealed. It's weird. So many people have so much disdain for me, and yet they can't seem to. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. But hey, let's just be glad that I have a good sense of humor about it all. Can you imagine if I took any of the craziness that people say about me and constantly are throwing at me? Like if I see another person, "Hey, I wouldn't believe Jaguar Wright if I were you. Oh, Jaguar Wright, I wouldn't believe her. Oh, Don't believe her. I know all her videos. I watch all her content. I can tell you every time. She's a liar. She's a liar. She's a liar. Yet everything that I say just keeps coming out to be true. You want to know what else I find funny? That people think that Diddy beat that case straight up. That's funny to me. You know, considering all of the stuff that they kept out of that trial, I'm surprised he got convicted of the things that he did get convicted of. I mean, they cut everything. I mean, Al Capone could have beat his case if they had cut as much stuff as they cut. They cut everything. And it's wild because his lawyer's like running around acting like because a bunch of stuff that they know should have been in the trial wasn't in the trial. Like, oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, well, it wasn't on the record, so it doesn't exist. Oh, it wasn't on the record, so it doesn't exist. Exactly. All of the pow pows and all of the videotapes and all of the other people. And another thing that I don't understand why people keep not paying attention to the fact that there's a lot of people that couldn't go and testify or be character, witnesses to his character or prior bad acts and all of that, because they said if you had a heavy media presence, they weren't going to let you on the stand. That excluded a good many people, including Ashley Parham. Salute to her. Yeah, so anyway, I want to see how far this Kai Cenat thing is gonna go. I want to see how far it's gonna go before it gets like really disrespectful or before he says uncle and starts doing whatever it is that they want him to do. It's such bullies, like this whole media industry stuff. Bullies, bullies. But you said you had some information on Mr. Beast. So what's the deal?
Well,
What's the tea?
I'll do more research on this Mr. Beast, but the guy makes about 30 million. He made about $30 million off of YouTube. Think he makes about close to half a billion annually.
A
Um, but
billion?
but he's not. It's not like he's getting it out the mud. See, the thing is these content creators, these streamers, because the streamers and
Huh?
yeah, look it up. Look it up.
No, what I don't.
Sponsors,
Yeah, for what? For what?
listen, just like back in the day,
And
these
all he's doing
entertainers.
is building wells.
He ain't even look.
He could build a
First off,
whole complex with that kind of money, so
first
Trump
off,
doesn't have to get the National Guard to get the homeless
his
off the
name is
street. He could
freaking
give them
Beast. His freaking name is
Mark of the
Beast.
Beast,
Like,
Beast.
I'm not going there, but you
Mm.
know what I'm saying. It's like, come on, y'all, Beast. His name is freaking Beast. But I told you, I said YouTube picks and chooses his winners and losers. But yeah, he is someone that's, he's funded by some big wealthy individuals. They have agendas
Kind of
they're
like Candace
pushing,
Owens.
kind of, but like Candace ain't nothing compared to this guy.
Oh, I know. She's trying though. She's trying her hardest.
But yeah, so yeah, what it looks like is Kai Cenat's gonna get the Dave Chappelle treatment, maybe. And side note, the
Mm.
year that I worked BET, I think the homie Daylight was offered because they were gonna like try to. I ain't gonna say they try. Daylight's been writing. I know so many like writers, like ninjas that got bars, pens. They was getting broke off 50 racks a verse. But Daylight's been ghostwriting for the longest. Daylight is dope. I had the album Let There Be Light. What was it, 2017, 2018? And he had the song Do It for the Ratchets. and that was
Hmm.
like the only song he had on there that was really of that caliber. But BET was like, he wanted to do like a really dope song, spiritual song. And BET was like, nah, if you get up there, you need to do it for the Ratchets. And he was like, no, he turned it down. BET is crazy. Just all them little events and stuff like that. It's crazy. So
BET
Kai Cenat,
has, ever since Bob Johnson sold out, it ain't been
well,
right.
someone put it up there. Bob Johnson cheated on his wife, right? When it came with the whole BET thing. Like we need to run down on
Mm.
that. I want to do a Harvey Levin rundown, and then I want to do a BET rundown. But we
A Harvey
let's do
Leviathan
Harvey
rundown.
first. Oh yeah, let's do Harvey first.
Harvey needs it. He needs it. His Diddy commentary.
We'll touch up on it here when we get to the.
Yeah,
Well, we got almost 300 likes. We'll
yeah.
touch up on it here because I got some insight about that whole little get down TMZ stuff. But first off, let me just back it up a little bit. I was
Hmm.
saying, it's kind of like the BET, all these award ceremonies, they basically just try to get you to see what it is that you will do.
Yeah.
Daylight's not. Daylight's not. I know people criticize him for dressing up as Pete battled the homie dressed up like Medea. Dude, crazy. He had the antics. He did some GAY stuff or whatever. But he's not like that. And it was
Kind of like
antics. It was
Trinidad
trolling.
James.
Shout out to Trinidad. uh, yeah, he's not like that. He's trolling. But a lot of these people are for real. Like they get in the industry and it's like, oh no, I'll do that gay stuff. Like that's their. Kai Cenat may have gotten approached, didn't didn't want it, didn't and boom, he's
He
like
left
now
early.
now now he's gonna get that Dave Chappelle treatment.
Well, hopefully, if he goes to Africa for a while, he'll come back as himself. You know,
What was
it's
the
just
what was the
kind of
next? Oh, you asked about Mr. Beast. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. You said you needed to do more research about that.
Yeah, I
You
do. I do. But
said
those
that
are the
you.
numbers. No, but peep the numbers. You peep those numbers though.
I heard the numbers. The numbers are
It's crazy.
astounding. What
It's
what in
crazy.
God's name are these people saying that's worth that much money? And all
You're
they do
not
with
getting you're not getting that funding unless there's strings
unless
attached. Like
yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're not gonna give that money to anybody real. They're not gonna give
mhm,
that money to anybody that's gonna tell the truth. They want
nope.
people that are gonna talk about the stupidest and the most ridiculous things in the world to keep people deaf, dumb, and blind. And oh wow, I'm stuck.
Wow, how'd you get stuck? And I didn't get
I have
stuck.
no idea.
Mm,
Isn't that funny?
yeah. Or are you? I think you just.
Dead ass. This is what they do.
Motherfucker.
This is what they do. Every time I get to telling the truth, this is what they do. Maybe this is why we don't have our 500 likes yet. Maybe this is why we don't have our 500 likes yet because they got 500 people over here trying to find a way to stop my live. It's crazy.
I'm not stuck.
Michaela, it's crazy.
Just keep it going, and what you may have to do is, um, like do something with the camera. Are you able to, you know,
It ain't let me do nothing.
wow.
It ain't let me do nothing. There I go. There I am. It's insane.
It's tripping.
What you doing? What are you showing?
I'm
Stop
trying.
showing
I'm trying to.
everything.
I'm trying to flip this down. It's my thing tripping too.
They really are. They just they doing the most.
Yeah, this thing is bugging.
They doing the
Okay.
most.
Well,
Any whoozing. You said that you wanted to share some information with us. They'll do anything to try to mess with our numbers. But seriously, though,
well,
we need 150. I'm sorry, like
well,
170 more likes. Like, stop tripping.
well. Again, I know Mr. Beast is not the one who just gets it out the mud independently.
Yeah,
They
but you were talking
want
about
they
somebody else, though.
who?
You said there was something else that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I was working my way up to it. I had already
Oh,
finished talking about Mr. Beast to a degree. Of course, I was talking
okay.
about, yeah, I was just saying how, yeah, don't get it twisted. Don't think like they getting all this money and it's just them. It's not. It's it's ties, it's family ties, it's corporate ties.
Mm-hmm.
Like when everybody realized that Mark Zuckerberg really wasn't the person who created Facebook. I mean, you know, this new
No,
paradigm,
he
this new
stole it.
paradigm.
He stole it from a
Oh no,
guy who
no.
would not have allowed it to become something that the government can use to allegedly spy on its citizens. It's just, it's funny to me. Uh, the more I look at this construct, the more I look at these apps, like, let's just be honest. Why does Instagram need a maps program that is triggered when you go into the app and you start posting? So whoever is looking at your post can see your location. Why?
Yeah. Either they're trying to mimic the Snapchat feature, or it's for them to for certain people to track certain people. That's what it is.
Like, do people not realize how dangerous that is? A girl is out. She's posting with her friends. She doesn't put her location on, but it pops up on the map. Somebody could follow her home. It's really wild because in some of the iPhones, like the i15, the i16, Instagram, they just put the feature up. But iPhone does it too. I know it happened in the i15, in the i16, in the journal. Number one, why would you need or why would you want your journal to be tracked?
No, I didn't realize
They
because all I do is
literally,
Google phones.
oh my goodness. I mean, they literally put it in and they hid it in the journal, which is something that most people don't use. So if you're not going through there and looking through the settings, you won't see that the location has been enabled on your phone. So whoever is in your area can find you.
Yep.
You got to clean and clear all your caches, all your cookies, everything. It's insane. Like today, my Instagram, it started saying a notification that a friend of mine was reaching out to me, and the next thing I know, my phone was ringing, dialing that person. I didn't even dial it. Hadn't been on Instagram in quite some time. Next thing you know, and there's a reason why, because I do believe that Instagram, they're shadowing Instagram, messages, chats, the whole 9 yards. I do believe that. In my opinion, I think that that's what's going on. We're 150 away from getting to the main topic. Why are all of these apps tracking their users? It's one thing if you're on Grinder or something like that, and you want to turn the GPS on your booty hole so people can find out where to meet you so that they can go and bust you down. Like if that's what you're into and that's what you got going on, and that's what you got going on. But I don't leave my locations on for anything. Once upon a time, I used to post and I would post my location so people could see where I was and so people could research the area and whatever the case may be. And then I realized how dangerous that was. They've been tracking us for years. For what? For what? I know. GPS in your car. Yeah, that's what the grinder, that's what they do. They put the GPS in their booty hole and then they track. Yeah, that's what they do. But ooh, I said that and then I said but. Anyway, there's just a lot that's going on social media. There's a lot that's going on in the world that's not making any sense. You want to know what else isn't making any sense? This frost business that's going on down in Atlanta. And
Ross.
condolences and rest in peace to the Hood fam, well to T Hood, Tevin Hood, and condolences to his family. Yeah, the investigation into the unaliving of T Hood is looking more and more and more suspicious as the days are going by. And now it took, what, 4 days for them to officially announce Kai Frost as the person of interest. And apparently, the other brother, little Kurt Jr., got pow-powed in the foot because people didn't know how to hold the pistola. See, these are people that have been playing Grand Theft Auto too long, and now they're trying it out in real life. Like, this is wild. I'm still trying to figure out how they're going to explain the fact that hours went by before the police were called. This young man was pow-powed in his back. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And Kurt and Rashida ain't saying nothing. Meanwhile, K Michelle is running around clowning Rashida like she is probably the most senseless dingbat in black music history that I've ever seen in my life. Because I don't care what you're trying to accomplish on social media, or you trying to get back into you going back on to you're not going back on to Love and Hip Hop, you going on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you doing this, you doing that, you singing country music. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Beyonce chased up out of there. I don't know. Because K Michelle's been doing this country thing for a while, and it's funny because most people who know who she is didn't even know she was doing it.
Nope.
Now Miss Carter doing it, and now she going back to reality TV, and now she want to go back and forth. Like it's like you doing the same crap you was doing back when you was shaking tables and shaking your IV. Like I still don't know why she want to come back to social media, any of that stuff, after she was sitting there on Love and Hip Hop LA looking a fool, sitting there arguing with somebody with a bag, with an IV drip. With an IV drip, taking her IV, hollering and screaming at people like it's the and meanwhile the reason why you got the drip was because your ass turned rancid on you and started eating you alive. Like she
Damn.
literally had to go to the hospital because her ass was eating her alive. Her own
Oh Lord.
ass.
Wow.
Why does anybody encourage this goofy? And she been a goofy. She been a goofy for decades. And she was R. Kelly's goofy to start.
Oh, really? Damn.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, she was a Kelly Bob. She was a Kelly Bob. Yeah. I guess everybody forgot about that. I guess everybody forgot that Robert Kelly, she was one of Robert Kelly girls. And she was one of the girls that wouldn't testify and wouldn't say anything about what Mr. Kelly had done or had been doing. And
Mm,
allegedly, she got paid money like a lot of the other girls did. And allegedly, she signed an NDA. I don't forget nothing. I don't
I see.
forget nothing. And then she want to sit here and run around talking about Rashida. Like, just stop. Leave this family alone. They got enough going on. They got 3 kids involved in the unalivement of a prominent rapper from their area. You want to know what's going to be in bad taste if they actually try to use this to get the ratings back up on that dead franchise? Because don't nobody care about it.
Hmm.
No, people don't want good TV. They want crap. They want to see a bunch of foolishness. They want to see a bunch of lies, and they want to see a bunch of craziness. What happened to us? Hey, QTW. Look, QTW. I'm just trying to figure it out. Why don't we want to see good TV? Why don't we want to see real people on TV?
Mm.
Why do we want to deal with all of these like these human bots? It's crazy. But you know what? You train up a child in the way he should go. When he is older, he will not depart from it. Problem is if Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite and games like this raised your kid, like, is nobody not paying attention to the fact that all of these unalivements that are going on, society dumbing down, society is the R word, the 8 letter R word, RE at the beginning and ED at the end. And most of them do so many pharmaceuticals, they just got ED. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. It makes no sense. Welcome to Jag Nation, Modern Mobile. No, seriously, we're being stalked, we're being tracked, we're being hacked, we're being lied on. All of this weird stuff is going on. Salute, Michael. Welcome. Oh, Roblox? We can't even begin to get into Roblox. Roblox with all of their Diddy rooms, where grown men is in there courting children, courting little people, courting the babies. Yeah. And we not boycotting none of this stuff. We no, we want to talk about Dr. Umar in his school. We want to talk about who's sleeping with who. We want to talk about if Cassie is ever gonna do this. We want to talk about this. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about all the we don't want to talk about none of the real stuff. It's insane. It's insane. Listen to me. People shouldn't be looking into it. They should be sending people to start shutting this stuff down. What's going on with the investigation with Cash App? Why isn't that being more thorough? Why is the Block Corporation allowed to just file motions and pretend like nothing is going on? It doesn't make any sense. What happened to you? Are you gone?
I'm
You
right here.
disappeared? Oh,
I
hey,
ain't
come
going
on.
nowhere.
No, I'm just saying. I'm frozen. They done brought Elsa over here.
Hmm.
I just don't get it. All right, guys. Now, at this point in time, we've had enough people in the room. I know I'm stuck. I know I'm frozen, but we've been here almost an hour. Y'all gonna have to get these likes up. Come on. Like, stop playing. Let's get to the 500 likes. That's the least we can do. I know replay game will get us to at least the 1K, but we can get to the 500 while we here. Y'all need to stop playing. So anyway, there's a lot of crazy messed up stuff going on in the world. I'm curious to see exactly what Atlanta's going to do, though, regarding this T HUD situation, because the simple fact that there was all of this information all over social media, and they haven't made an official arrest. It's starting to look like people are pulling strings while they get their story together or get their lawyers together, and it makes me sick because I've seen this happen so many times. Like I don't understand how many young people do we have to lose before we start saying, you know what? We're boycotting all of these companies. We're boycotting all of these streaming companies. We're not listening to another record. We're not downloading another record until we get justice for this person. Like that should be that. We're not watching this show. We're boycotting all of the shame and hip hops and all of the this and all of the that until we get justice for this, until we get justice for that. Like you can't sit there and complain about how terrible everything is, and then you still are funding these people, helping these people make it. No, Jamal Bryant wants to boycott. What is it? What's he boycotting now? The dollar store.
Hmm.
He's boycotting the dollar store, but you're not boycotting none of these record labels. You're not boycotting any of these reality TV disasters that are destroying. Listen to me. Celebrity worship is at an all-time high, and it's disgusting. Dollar Tree and Target, but he ain't boycotting Walmart. He ain't boycotting Rock Nation. Hmm? By the way, have any of y'all seen Surviving Birdman? It's a new little expose that's here up on the YouTube. It's been up for less than a week. It's got over a 500,000 views. Y'all should check it out. It makes you wonder, what was the attraction for Tony Braxton? It makes you wonder. Well, okay, you showing too much. You showing things. You doing all kinds of stuff. See, you can do that. I can't. They got me. They got me trapped. They got me frozen in ice. Like I don't get it. But you know, let's just keep everything in prayer. Let's keep everybody in prayer. And I'm gonna keep looking into stuff because I don't want to say anything too soon. I don't want to make any I got some ideas, you know. There's a few phone calls I could make. I'm just not going to. Yeah, surviving Birdman. Surviving Birdman. You know, it goes through all of the artists that he's terrorized allegedly, all of the artists that have fallen while doing business with him, and not falling from grace, but falling into a grave. Um, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like with all the stuff he got going on, and it was really interesting because I've spent time in Terrence's I've spent time around Terrence. I've gotten to know Terrence. But watching him tell the story, sitting there with Vladimir Lyuski about about how his brother made him unalive somebody for the first time at 11 years old. I know about the story. I knew about the story, but I never watched any of those interviews. But to see him tell that story, your brother who's a big famous street celebrity and about to start things and whoop de woo and you're 11 years old. I mean, but that's how Idi Amin did a lot of those kids over there in Africa. There's so many, you know, little people soldiers in a lot of these little African militias and stuff like that, and even in the cartels in Mexico, they take a bunch of young kids and give them a bunch of video games and feed them a bunch of pizza and let them have whatever they want and start hiring prosties, professional sex workers to come and they desensitize them as much as they can. They give them as much debauchery as possible. And then that's when they take them and say, okay, all right, we've done all of this for you. We treated you good. We made you feel special. Now you got to pick up this gun and you got to do some stuff for us. And they turn these children into mercenaries. Well, I mean, of course, the relationship isn't real. Yeah, good. Please,
Um,
Oh, I don't know why they vanish when they see Odell.
what happened?
Michael left a comment. You know, yeah, y'all should check that out. Actually, I'm thinking maybe we should do a little review of it because there's some interesting things that happen timeline wise. Do I think there's any hope in the world? I think there's plenty of hope in the world. Whether it matters, I don't know. I don't know if it matters. Wh-
Can I get this in? Because I was trying to
Yeah,
remember
go ahead.
we were supposed to be kind of going back and forth, but you're just I know you're on a tangent.
No, go
Um,
ahead. I'm waiting
you
on
said what?
you. You disappeared.
I'm right
You
here.
showing people
I'm
toes and
you
wires and
talking.
stuff. Well, go on
The toes.
ahead
The hell you
then.
talking about toes? I ain't showing no damn toes. Um, Speaking of you talk about these kids being mercenaries. I saw this kid and I was like, oh shit. Uh Years back in high school, I'm like, oh, um, this young kid, he just because you talk about mercenaries, these young
Mm-hmm.
kids being mercenaries. He just he's a college football player, linebacker, I believe. Um, what is this? Odell using narcissist psychology to play playing her face, and she's too dumb to see. Who is this? Hold on. Let
Somebody
me
that
see.
decided they wanted to throw some euros out. Those are euros, aren't they?
All right, go ahead. You got something else you want me to read? Keep up the bad work. Um,
You can
but
pay more
yeah, look,
money. I find it funny. Who could ever call me dumb?
they call me a narcissist? Okay. Anyway,
Oh, it's
this
pounds? Yeah, send 20 more. Send 20 more and tell us something else crazy that nobody else believes.
well, this one kid, he's a college football linebacker for Eastern Michigan, I believe. Noah Kaniga. That's his Kaniga, I believe. But it's when I saw this, I saw this name years ago. I was like, oh shit. He just signed a well, he just went off to college and he has his merch for sale
Hmm.
and he has a hat. And this is the hat. Tell me what you think.
With a K?
This nigga finna sell out. Them hats is gone. You can't make this shit up.
Wow.
And his name is No Nigga.
Wow.
um, but yeah, send some more money, bro. I appreciate it. Whatever.
You really
Well
not
played.
sending
Yeah.
enough.
You gotta send some more. You want me to say something, send some more. Yeah, but no, this is real. This is real. And if I see anybody wearing this hat, I'm gonna slap it off your head like I would see somebody wearing a MAGA hat. Like your ass, you dumb caniga. Yeah,
Wow.
that's the hat. That's the hat.
I mean, but that's
He
the
just
thing.
released it.
Nobody
You
has
know what he's
respect.
gonna do.
Nobody has
You,
respect anymore for anyone or for anything.
I Yeah, but anyway, let's get into it. I think we're almost at the 500 likes. Y'all keep it up because we're gonna really dive into
Almost.
the main topic. But I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about YouTube grifters.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
the new thing now is since people don't have jobs, it's become a YouTuber. Um, I honestly saw how pathetic the whole game was when I interacted with your mods, your former mods,
Oh.
and how low down and how shiftless and you know that y'all women be talking about all them gay dudes be like it's giving. Uh, so it was
Thank you,
given
Azarius.
lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. It was given lazy because in all honesty, if these people were your mods, I said, well, what are they doing? Well, why are they not X, Y, and Z? And that's just me from the outside looking in. But I look at it like this: people are looking at this YouTube thing as, well, let me tell you about my life, and it's not really content creating because they talk about content and y'all not creating content, y'all jacking stuff, or y'all just going on and y'all not showing y'all faces.
Wait a
uh,
minute. Let me see who
y'all
this
sound real
is.
stupid.
Okay. Okay. I think I know who this is. You're not sending
Keep,
enough money.
you gotta send
You're
some more
really
money.
not.
Yeah, we need all the pounds we can get.
You want to know what's funny? They want for problem to be between you and I so bad. They want for there to be an issue between you and I so bad. And I don't get it. Like, why are you sitting around worrying about someone else's life? What's going
Well,
on in your life? Who do you have? Who's in your life? What do you
well,
got
well.
going on?
How about this? We don't even feed into it. He has to give more money, or she has to give more money in
Oh no,
order for
I
me to
I
even read it.
agree, but I what I do
Um,
hope is that everybody is screenshotting, and I need to make sure I screenshot this as well. And everybody, please make sure you report. Please report. Hey, Bear Princess.
Appreciate you, Bear
Oh,
Princess.
thank
But
you.
but
You
but
know,
what I want to say, and if they're giving out pounds, then that's interesting. We can find out who they are, but it don't matter. But what I want to say about this YouTube, this next level YouTube of troll. I've seen your former mods. Number one, they all were like county recipients, the former ones, the ones who turned on you. And then I was like, oh, they were pretty much on here. They had to been getting paid. I didn't realize how desperate people were for cash or money
Mm-hmm.
until I saw them. And I said, damn, this YouTube thing is legit. People are on here. This is like a county check.
It is.
Um,
It's the new
because
welfare. It's the
most
new
people
welfare.
most people in this new generation, they ain't got no talent, they ain't got no ambition, but they know, oh, they know YouTube or they know this and they know, so they figure they could grift off of YouTube. So I'm just saying all that to say, you got content creators, and then again, they're not content creators because they're not creating content, but they will create drama, like the infamous bums, the broke bums of Bankhead, who came on and tried to get a name off of your name.
Oh,
So
they joined today. It's a new channel. Wow, they joined today.
yeah, well, keep on. You
What are
didn't
you
gave
talking
about
about? The comments
the,
are
the
on.
well, the pounds is more than the dollar, so just keep it up. We know. Yeah,
Send
just keep
send
it up. That's
send
great.
send another 10. Send
When
another
this channel
10.
was going, okay. Art changer, you ain't got to delete it. Don't worry about it. It's
Now the
all good.
channel's gonna be gone. This guy,
I don't know
you know
how.
what? It has to be somebody from Atwood Land. I guess
Probably.
they're probably upset because we're talking about
Well, it
what
don't
we're
matter.
going to be talking about, but we could definitely use
Yeah,
we
that's
need to get
probably
to
what it is.
that
Y'all
500
got to get to
likes.
the, yeah. But look, what I'm saying is, and whoever that is in the in the comment, same thing. You're trying to start stuff with people offline. You don't know what's going on. You got a bunch of people who grifted off of you, Jag,
Yeah.
and tried to make a name for themselves. They figure, oh, we go after Jag, we'll blow, my channel will blow up. A la, the unwise owl, um, Moloch, right? So
No, no,
they people,
she's sitting around running around arguing with weirdos who let their boyfriends use their daughters for dates. Their underage daughters, no less, for dates. That's what they're doing now. They're running
so
around attacking each other's channels, taking each other's channels down, doing a bunch of stuff that doesn't follow community guidelines. They don't have anything else. They're running around looking for ways to
well,
try to make stuff that they created back in 2023 relevant in 2025. We're almost done with 2025. Like exactly how long? Really? You see that? Look at
yeah, I
that.
see.
Oh.
Well, the irony, like she or he said, the irony. No, you guys brought your people on to use Jag to build your channel, and that's part of the reason. Someone asked you why is it called the Jaguar Wright Effect. That's why it's called the Jaguar Wright Effect, because you know people, and you got content creators who have never met you or anything. J Central, the channel J Central, y'all, that's not Jaguar. They take a bunch of Jaguar Right content and they use it and clip it up, and they got more followers than this channel. But what they do is use it to prop up or to capitalize off of, just Jaguar Right content. So they
You
got
want to
people
know what I
thinking
don't understand?
J Central is you.
How many people do y'all have to see pretend to be a supporter of mine, pretend to care about me, pretend to love me, sit there and, oh, Jag, I believe you, and Jag is the truth. and Jag is to this, and then you go off and you fight with this content creator, you go off and fight with that content creator, and then the second that your cover is about to be blown, all of a sudden, boom, you flip and turn. People watch you do this. Like this goes to show you exactly how insane every last one of these people are. People have watched the same people do the same thing. Oh, well, and then when they're burned and then they move on, then they all want to go and they want to be friends with the rest of the people who hate on me. You know what I mean? Like there's Natanya, God bless her soul, her former moderator is over there with the weirdos right now, talking crazy about me, doing all kinds of stuff, saying all kinds of stuff. Like these people are insane. Do you think that people don't see what you're doing? I'm
But when you,
hated? No, I'm
but
loved.
you,
I would have to be because people that I hate, people that I really can't stand, I don't go out of my way to spend time around them. I don't go out of my way to be on they social
you,
media. I
you
don't
don't,
go
you
out of
don't get
my
a
way.
mention. You don't get attention. You don't get a mention. Like, why would you? If I don't rock with you, why would I even mention you?
Y'all saw it
But
just the other night. We were here minding our business, and somebody had to come in and leave super chats talking about how people are upset that I'm still alive and how I'm going to be in a mental hospital soon and how they're going to do this and how they're going to do that. Like, you people are insane. You're the
I guess
crazy people.
I guess that person ran out of money. You ran out of pounds. Give us more pounds. We need more pounds. Make it rain. Make it rain.
Oh, please don't, 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 don't.
Look,
Oh my God.
look. But the funny thing is this: the content creator or quote unquote content creator grift, crazy as all hell. And I said the mega rain just to make a point because it's embarrassing, it's goofy, it's sad, but that's what this world has come to. So
Thank you,
we were
Ellen.
talking about content creators and well people in general who are like all of a sudden now they're being ran down on. So I don't know how this person came on into my algorithm, but there was a content creator by the name of Dodash. Has any if any of have any of y'all heard of a content creator, a YouTuber named Dodash? Now I don't want to promote her. I'm not trying to give her no props or nothing like that. It's almost like how people were going after Umar. So I all of a sudden I started seeing this Dodash I didn't subscribe to this person, pop up in my algorithm. And Dodash is a person, I guess she's a woman who is a door dasher in Atlanta, and then she got busted or she allegedly runs scams where she has about 85K followers and she's like, hey, if y'all sign up for this, then I'll get my followers to follow you, or I have these courses. That's what I was talking about. These
Oh
YouTubers who
yeah, be
have
wary of YouTube courses. There is that boy that that wildlife creature looking guy. He was doing YouTube classes. Matter of fact, every time his content go down and he ain't got nothing and everything, he starts offering YouTube classes. Yeah, I teach a course in this and how to do your StreamYard and how to do this and how to make content and how to do this. You know how many people I've heard actually come after that person talking about you didn't teach me anything. I didn't learn anything from this. Nothing that you said makes sense. Can I get my money back? And they say no refunds. No
mm,
refunds, and it's cool. And it's cool.
he said he said no nigga, no nigga.
Like it's wild. Or the way they keep recycling the same thing, or the way they keep creating fake beef with each other just to create engagement. So they'll have excuses. Like one of the content creators, literally earlier today, the content was so whack and so trifling that the chat died. The chat literally died
Mm-mm-mm.
before. And they're still sitting. All they do is beg, 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 give me this, give me that. They offer you no information. They give you nothing real. Everything that they have is made up. You know,
Well, I can't
it's
stand these. these content creators who sit there 30, 40, 50 minutes, ain't said a damn thing, and
Nothing.
expect you to, man,
No, because
yeah.
they're here to beg. Like, this is the thing. I don't like how people like to talk about, oh, this person is a scam artist. This person is a scam artist. This person is trying to rob you. That's what they're doing. That's all they're doing. They're either fake tarot card readers or fake spiritual advisors or fake ministers or fake this or fake that. Like, it's oh my goodness. It's insane. Thank you. Thank you for no matter what. Appreciate you. Like, it's just wild to me because we literally come here to create an atmosphere where we can get to the truth together, where we can share the truth together, where we can work out things together, figure through things together, think on what we need to focus on, the conversations we need to be having in our community, stuff that doesn't happen very often on this app. And yet we're all finally, after almost an hour and a half, it's ridiculous, but finally, you know,
Well,
thank you,
Queen
Queen
Bee,
Bee.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you. We're not sitting here gaslighting people and lying on people and digging up fake people. If I paid attention to half of the emails that I got, if I paid attention to half of the fake crap that comes to me, well, see, I'm not stupid. It's so funny. Someone came through here talking about how dumb I am, and it's weird. It's weird that they could say that because I was smart enough to ignore half of the crap that people send to me or half of the content creators that pretend to be supporters that come to me with this or with that because the truth is all they're trying to do is get me to talk about something so that they can do their reaction videos and they can go back and forth with me and oh yeah because I went back and forth with Jag. Man, I cussed Jag out. Man, I did this to Jag. Oh man, I ran down on Jag. Man, I exposed Jag. Man, did you see me? I did this, and it's all lies and it's all bullshit. Like those are your scam artists. But since we're almost there, we're about six away. We can start teeing it up.
Well,
Let's talk about the biggest scam artists. Some of the let's go to some bigger fish.
to wrap
Whitney
up what I was,
Burgess. Yes, to wrap up what you were saying.
I mean, essentially to wrap up what I was saying is, and I'm teeing it up for this whole Atwood thing or whatever. People you are just right now getting online. They said, the end of
That's
days,
weird.
people, everybody will have their, what happened?
No, no,
Oh, they
no. The
gave some
weirdo is
more.
back.
Okay.
Yes, they gave us some more. They finally came. We said 20. 10 ain't enough. But understand this nothing derailed the live. Nothing. We already said we weren't going to get into the main content until we got to 500 likes. Can you not count? Can you not see? You didn't
But look,
derail anything. See how
but
dumb
look,
you are? Now come back with 20 pounds and then have a rebuttal. But that's okay because you're going to get reported for this as well.
yeah,
Okay.
if they're a member,
Yay.
we'll get them up out of here. Um,
No, they're not a
yeah.
member. That's why they're super chatting because they're not a member. They're
Oh,
super
okay, got
chatting
it.
so that
Got
they
it.
can have
Yeah.
something to say. They're literally spending money just so that they can be here.
Well,
Isn't that
look,
fabulous?
I was gonna talk about the whole, like the sister that I sent you, and she talked about the CIA individuals who are on YouTube or MI6 in this case right here to divert, and they're going to promote the bullshit, and they're going to derail and shadow banana the real ones.
Mhm.
And that's really all y'all got to really pay attention to. Look at these people on here grifting, Just watch and know who they are. That's it. That's really all you really got to do. Like there are videos that number one, I'm
Please
not
do, Cat.
subscribing to you, but I mean, there's content creators, there's channels where it's like, all right, I already know this person is not credible. I don't if something pops up like a fake news article, I woke up this morning, I saw that Trump is supposed to be going after Obama, and this was a real press conference, and they're talking about going after him for treason and this and that, and then
Hmm.
it's like the reality is you can't really go after an ex-president. He has immunity, but you know, it makes a good story.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw a content, huh?
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Right. I saw a content creator who I trust. They did so you know the way Chat GTP is or the way Chat GPT. I kept saying GTP or something, but anyway,
I call it
uh,
Chat GPS.
you Chat EBT. Um, the way you can create with Sora or VO, they did a video and they ran a hypothesis scenario of there's supposed to be this asteroid or a comet that will hit it will come close to Earth in 2029. Now that's a true thing, but they made it seem as though, oh well, it's gonna possibly, hit LA, and then they ran a whole little scenario of, okay, well, people are going to leave LA, and then this asteroid is supposed to hit, and Crips are going to take over the city. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Like, I'm just saying, like, these people are just so, I mean, I appreciate the creativity and the imagination,
I
but that
guess.
shit, and never when they're white content creators, that shit is
Mika,
racist.
honey, Mika Massey, she made a statement. She said, I tried
Was that?
sending y'all 20. It was taken out of my account, but I didn't see it here. So I don't know if y'all received it.
Oh wow.
Try to send a $20. You should
Well,
dispute it.
Mika,
You should
yeah,
dispute it
definitely
because we
disputed,
didn't
but
see it pop
Mika,
up here.
Mika, go to thejaguarwright.com and give whatever you want to give there.
That is an
There,
option. I put it in the description. You could go to the website or you could go to Cruelty Free Artistry Cash App for our nonprofit organization and you could donate there if you'd like. The truth is YouTube, for as much money as they block, they still don't stop taking almost 50% of our earnings from whatever we get here anyway. So actually, yeah, we do have a PayPal option. Um,
yeah, it's on the
that's
website.
on that's on the website on thejaguarwright.com. So, if that's what you guys would prefer to do, you don't have to donate here. We appreciate it. And we know for some people you have your account set up and you feel more comfortable here. But if you
Well,
choose to do that, that's fine as well.
if you guys want to just give us well, actually in a couple of weeks, we'll have hoodies because it's almost hoodie season. We got a
Hmm.
whole new design for Jag. We'd appreciate it if y'all would like to contribute there. Well, I guess it's really just about getting that price point to where it would make sense to get it out to y'all and all that or whatever. But we appreciate anything, the likes, the subscribe, all that. We're not begging or anything like that. It's just
Love you,
we
Kat.
do appreciate it.
Well, no, it's
Um,
not about a matter of us begging for anything. The truth is we're content creators and we're
and Kat is a real
journalists.
one. She always donates, so we appreciate Kat. Kat's a
We
real one.
do. We do. And we could use the help. We need
And
the help.
and AGC, AC,
ACG,
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 ACG. I'm sorry. Yeah.
appreciate you.
But
They
what I
they
was
work so
saying,
hard to try to scare people from supporting us, from donating to us. People act like we're not an actual, I don't even think people really understand the point of cruelty-free artistry. And we're going to be getting more into that, especially this fall. We're going to be doubling down on a lot of things. There's going to be a lot more members only content coming sooner than you know. And we're going to be getting to this agenda. There's a lot of different initiatives that we need to work, but the truth is, they fight. They fight against us. They do not want us succeeding. They do not want us creating this option. You know, we want a place where artists will be able to come and build. If you knew how many artists I bump into who I see and they say, thank you, thank you, your words kept me from signing that contract. And then, you know, I saw somebody else that signed to the same label that I did. They were unalived. Thank you for helping me make the choice. But I wish there was something else. I wish there was another option, you know, because I really want to do this and I'm really good and I really have great music. And there's so many talented people. And I don't want to stop anyone from, you know, going after their dream, but I don't want to encourage someone down the road to destruction.
No, your dream. Well, that's why we're laying out what we're doing with cruelty free. Because the thing is if you're an artist and you have art, like that's a gift from God, and it definitely needs to be cultivated. And you need to be in a position to where if you really want to try to do that, especially the way things is going with technology, certain jobs they said in 5 years, a lot of entry level jobs will not
No longer
even
exists.
be here because
They're not even going to
of
need lawyers.
AI.
They're not
Well,
even
no,
going to
they'll
need
need
lawyers.
lawyers. They
No,
they they
not
won't
really.
need they won't need paralegals. No, no, no.
No,
Trust me. This law stuff.
paralegals are going to be wiped out completely, but a lot of law firms are going to be AI heavy. AI
I
heavy.
think that's going to come down the line. I think like legal. There's it's so much nuances with the legalities. You'll still need some real lawyer, but yeah, eventually they'll be phased out. But the thing is chat or any of this AI cannot be creative. That's the thing. That's the beauty. Like we got to really start teaching these kids to not use AI as a crutch and realize that, God gave you the ability, not chat or AI to do whatever you can create. You're unique. You have
People don't
a
understand.
purpose.
You're teaching it how to outthink you. You're
Yeah,
teaching it how to mimic your brain. And because
the
it's a
goal
machine,
the goal for the AI is really the goal for these companies is to have the AI replace you. And that's really where it goes. But look, we're already 30 over the let's talk about the AI after. But I
yeah,
was just
let's
teeing it
let's
up.
get into it. Let's get
I
into
was
it.
teeing it up because I wanted to just talk about how people are online lying their ass off and grifting their ass off. So the DoorDash person, like I said, y'all ain't got. If this get back to her, we ain't promoting you. We ain't really talking mess about you. But I know there's a whole bunch of content creators out there that says, "Well, this person's a scammer. She does this. She does that." And I don't know. I ain't. I don't know. But I know the theme online right now is just a fucking scam, and we can go to Courtney Burgess, and you could sue me if you want Courtney. But I know people who know your deal. You are a thief. You took Baba Shakur's book. Some girl gave you the transcript and you ran it off and made it seem like it was yours. This was before, they actually had like, PDFs. This was, before the internet the way it is now. He
Mm-hmm.
started out, that was his main grift.
Yep.
Now, now what's his grift? Now what is he talking about? He has
Well,
tapes.
let's be clear on this. If anybody thinks these people weren't put here specifically to try to find a way to derail me, you're crazy. Because they were. That's why they forced all of these people into my orbit. That's why they wanted to create a position to put me on channels where there would be a forced intersection. That was the whole purpose. You know, a bunch of my old moderators used to come to me. Have you ever heard of Allie Carter? Have you ever heard of Allie Carter? Oh my God, Allie Carter said this and Allie Carter said that. Jag, what do you think? Jag, what do you think? What do you think, Jag? Whoopty whoopty woo, yada yada yada. I don't know what y'all want to do. This person, thank you for the pounds. Thank you for the pounds. We still need we need 20 though. We need a 20 spot. Um, but anywho's in. This is what they do. Oh, Jag, will you? What about Allie? What about Allie, Jag? You know, Jag is such a Jag. What you should go and she's on TikTok. I can give you her page. You should talk to her. And you know, Bridget Wheaton, especially, was one of the main ones pushing that every week. Yeah, what do you think about Allie? What do you think about Allie? Da, 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 da. I was like, I don't. I'm not paying any attention to that. I'm doing what I'm doing. If she's telling the truth, then I wish her all the best and I pray for her that she stays safe. If she is everything that she says she is, people are out to get her. People are going to be coming to get her. You know, it's wild because that's what the whole point was. And then when it got to the point where I wouldn't engage with her, where I refused to engage with her. When it got to that level, then they started instructing her to come after me. I think people keep forgetting that. Nobody came for Allie. Allie came for me.
Yeah, with the here kitty kitty bullshit.
And talking about the Black Panthers. When someone came to me and said to me, oh, she's Tupac's daughter, I was like, now I know she's a liar. Now I know she's a liar. And her mother still is working with other TikTokers and YouTubers that are exposing her on a regular basis. She's a very sad young woman, and allegedly she's addicted to pharmaceuticals. And meanwhile, her and this crazy white broad, Shelly Carter,
Mm.
thank you, Michelle.
Turn.
Shelly Carter is running around. Well, I mean, they remind me of Ike and Tina. Um, Well, yeah, because Allie does all the screaming and the hollering. Well, it's a good job in the city, and then Shelly sits on the side, rolling, roll. Like they're like Ike and Tina. It's the Lesbo version allegedly. It's weird. It's weird that so many people bought it. It's weird that so many people bought into it. It's weird that they have a whole crew of people that runs around threatening content creators who speak out against them and who do all of these things. Mhm. It's thank you, Miss K. Appreciate you, darling. It's just wild to me because people were willing, and it's funny because they were really not bothering her on YouTube until I played a little dirty trick on them. Sure did. It's so funny. They get to play their games, but I don't get to play mine. Why don't I get to pull their coattails? Why don't I get to pull their legs a little bit? They pull everyone else's. Why can't I do that? And I let them believe that Allie had reached out to me and that she was in danger and I was going to help her. And the second that I did that, it was over. They were exposing Allie Carter this, Allie Carter that. Man, 10 different content creators went at her so heavy. Really. And how do you plan on deleting this channel. You're adorable. It's sad. Why would you want to delete this channel? Channel's awesome. We have such a great community here. So anyway, like I was saying, and now that I hear that 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 must be Ron. You poor thing. We This conversation had nothing to do with Atwood tonight. We were talking about the $100 million bluff. That's what we were talking about. But since you want to sit over here and make threats, I guess we can find a way to add the British gentleman into the conversation. I guess we can do that. See, that's what's so funny. Y'all tell on yourselves because we know you're all cyber hackers and frauds. Now you're over there grifting off of Ghislaine Maxwell. That's what y'all got going on now. Now it's all about Ghislaine. And you're grifting and grifting and grifting. Get a life. Why don't you go and delete the robots channel? Ooh, that's right. That's your accomplice. You don't think I figured that out? All of y'all are working together. You've all been working together and you're still playing this staged theatrical bullcrap. But we're going to get into it, though. We're going to get into all of the weirdo stuff tonight. Anyway, like I was saying, this is what they do. They create all of these intersections to try to throw fakes onto real whistleblowers so that when the fakes get exposed for being fakes, the hope is guilt by association. Discredit you. Oh, well, she believed this person. See, that's really what they were waiting for. They were waiting for me to jump onto the Ally Carter thing, hoping that I would venerate her in some way or edify her in some way and say, yes, she's real. So then they could come and say, she's a fake and she's a fraud. And look, see, and Jag believed in her. Don't believe her. Look at what she did. That was the plan. That's always been the plan. Even with the fake moderators. Pretend that they're real supporters, pretend that they care. Meanwhile, they only bring me information to inflame me or to gaslight me. Oh, you got to do this. Such and such is coming out with a story about you. We got to go live. You got to get ahead of it, Jag. You got to do this. You got to do that. See, they needed me to do that so that I could feed the sector, so that the sector could have something to talk about. That's why they were all sitting here gasping for air and dying. So many fake moderators, so many of them. And guess what? They all do the same thing. They stay a mod for anywhere from 6 months to a year. They get to know all the subscribers. They become regulars, people in the chat, people that you talk to, people that you see. They always have to come in. They always have to say their name. They always have to be acknowledged. It's like, how they clock in for the CIA, allegedly. They do all of these things, and then out of nowhere, they create some kind of weird circumstance. And Jag did this, and Jag did this to me, and I really believed her, and I was in a cult, I was in this, I was in that. Oh my God, Jag did this to me, and Jag put me in that. Like, it's weird. And then they go and then they opt up with everyone else, and then they all, didn't I tell you? I told you Jag was, didn't I tell you? And then they act like they have a Jag support group.
Hmm.
They tried to do the same thing with Ariel. That all went down on Pierce Morgan. See, I came on It's the only time you don't ever see Piers Morgan do that kind of format where everybody comes up individually and nobody gets to go back and forth with each other. You've never seen that. He never does that format. The last time he did anything near close to that was with what's her name? The superhead, Miss
Karen
Olsen.
Sutton
Yeah, Miss
or Elizabeth.
Olsen.
Elizabeth, yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen. Because Corinne Stephens ain't nothing but a stage name to the stage name Superhead. He isolated her so that he can have that moment and create that situation. Like honestly, Sean Atwood ain't nothing but a Timu Pierce Morgan. Like real rap. Sean Atwood is the Timu version of Pierce Morgan. Oh, you gonna have to send $20 more. I hope you know we're screenshotting all these threats, right? I hope you know that, Ryan. We're screenshotting all your threats. I'm not doing anything to go against community guidelines. I'm not breaking any of the rules. This is honest content creating, but we're gonna keep talking like I said. Maybe if I say how many more bad things do I gotta say about Sean Atwood to get you to spend more money? What do I gotta say about Sean Atwood to get a 20? The team who boss baby Morgan. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Sure
The
is. Sure is.
irony of that, you mentioned Atwood. I just noticed that Sammy the Bull is interviewing with Vlad.
Hey, hey. And the wheel
That's
keeps
interesting.
turning.
That's
It
interesting.
will keep on turning.
See, if you're gonna hit the internet, if you're gonna
Rolling
come
and
into
we
the
keep
game, that's
on
how you come.
rolling. And we're rolling. Rolling, yeah. Rolling down the river. So we're rolling, rolling, yeah. Rolling down the river. Ah, music break. Left a good job down in the city. Working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep and worried about the way that things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning. Proud never keep on burning. Said we're rolling, rolling, yeah, rolling on the river. All right, Ali Carter version, the manic version that I got, touched up by a bunch of strangers that I don't know when I was 3 months old. And even though it's not true, Shelly Carter believes me. Well, I left a good job in the city. Working for the man every night and day, and I never lost 1 minute of sleep. Like it's amazing. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. Oh, you wish I were bothered. You wish I were bothered. It's sad. Poor thing. You could spend more money than that though. You just getting downright cheap. If you're gonna keep coming through here, you're gonna have to spend more money. Long live Tina Turner indeed. Yeah, the pounder, the fister more like. But you know, here we are. Let's get to it. Are you ready? Let's get to it. Ariel comes on to Piers Morgan. I'm on Piers Morgan. Vladimir Layuski is on Piers Morgan. you know, first I go, then Vlad comes doing his, you know, his repetitive. You're not credible. 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 His a manic thing. It's so funny. People have seen me get, impassioned and getting heated talking about something, and they're so quick to call me crazy, but nobody wants to call Vlad crazy, like Vladimir at all, with the way he acts a fool. It's kind of crazy. So, 51 minutes ago, they joined YouTube. Oh, just for me. Ain't I special? So, yeah, anywho's in. Thank you for that, Michael. Anywho's in. I guess they're just going to keep creating accounts. So let's keep blocking them so they can keep creating accounts so we can actually have a clear line of stalking because this is stalking at this point. This person is doing nothing but stalking. Nothing but stalking. You're stalking my chat, you're stalking my channel. You're acting a fool. And the truth is, nobody really cares about what you're doing anyway. So I took a bunch of pictures of some of them. Guys, if any of you have any more of the weirdo that I might have missed, please could you screenshot them and just email them to us? That would be great. So yeah, where was I? I think that's it. Oh no, here there's more. Wow, there's a lot. There's a
Mm,
lot. I've taken a picture of what? Six? Oh wow, there's a new one? There's a
hmm
new one?
Yeah. Just,
Man,
just keep taking the pictures. That's all.
I am.
See,
I am.
he's in another country, so that's I think FBI. Well, we'll talk. Just keep it up. Don't trip.
So, amusing. That was the first time I've ever seen that. But they bring me up, and then Vlad comes up, and then the next thing you know, oh, thank you so much, just for
We
us.
appreciate you. We appreciate you.
And then they bring up Ariel, and Ariel comes in and Vlad, he is a culture vulture, and he's a this, and Miss Wright, she's saying some very salacious things, and she's going to need legal representation, and whoopty whoopty woo, and pretending to be like she wanted to be an ally, and that was the whole thing. She wanted to make contact with me, and then her number was passed to me. Sure was. And guess what? She ghosted me.
Mm,
I told her. I sent her a message, and I sent that message on purpose because I wanted to see what she was going to do. I said very simply, I think they're trying to unalive me again. How can you help me? Wasn't that pretty much the tone of the message, Odo?
hmm
Hmm. She wouldn't respond. Not to that. Then, I think the next time we spoke, it was on the Atwood platform, wasn't it?
hmm
And she was kind of upset with me because I said I didn't trust her. Turns out Natanya didn't trust her either. Turns out a lot of people don't trust her. I wonder if Ashley Parham trusts her, especially the way she painted her lawsuit by putting my name in and accusing me of doing things I could have never done. Funny how that works. So now the trial is over,
Mm.
and Diddy is demanding that they prove that they had the goods that they said that they had. First, he was suing them for 50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's suing for 100. Thank you, Alina. Yeah, yeah, teachers, yeah, bedroom lessons, and yeah, people keep acting like that's not real. Now, this is the thing. Courtney Burgess has a background of being a fraud and a liar and a thief. Ariel Kidd doesn't seem to have much of a background at all, except for, representing really duplicitous people that don't have much, credibility at all. Chris Todd, Courtney Burgess, Adria English. These are the people that she was representing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to jump in here? Oh, Black
No, no.
Swan.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Acceptable monsters all the time. All the time, Alina. No, but seriously, I don't want to carry this conversation all by myself. I would like to have a lot more of your input tonight if possible, because this is real and people need to hear more than one perspective.
Jag, I said what I had to say, and I think we're
As
gonna
far
have
as
to
what?
do just in general about these grifters, and that's why I said we'll have to do another part regarding TMZ because that's a whole nother level. I don't want to dig too deep off into it, but I'll go there. I'll touch up on it, but go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, we
That
definitely
should
need
be
to go
towards
back
the
in
end.
because I think people are forgetting that when they came out from the grand jury, it was TMZ that was there to interview them. Johnny on the spot, waiting right there. You know, Courtney Burgess said a lot of things over in Atwood Land. He said that he saw all kinds of underage child stars on those tapes. He
Mm,
Ariel herself said she didn't watch the video, but she saw stills. And I don't think anybody even really bothered to understand or really think about what that meant. You didn't watch the video, but you saw stills. Now, Courtney Burgess said, I didn't watch it. I just saw it and I saw who it was and I turned it off. So when you saw it and you were stunned and you were startled, was it then in that moment that you took the screenshots and got the still images to give to the lawyer so that she could verify and vet that all of this was real and the catch and kills and she was doing this and she was doing that? I'm just curious. That versus her child, yeah. That TMZ witness, yeah. You got to ask yourself, why does nobody really question these people? Why have these people really not been questioned? And it was interesting because when people started asking questions, all of a sudden they got hauled into the grand jury. And then there were
I
subpoenas and
I ran the um I ran the situation by an attorney friend who's, friends with the Shakur family. And, I talked about
Hmm.
the Courtney Burgess situation. And because that's why I got the insight on, how he got the book and the whole Matulu Shakur connection. And
Hmm.
these people are just rabid fans, or they're stands for the most part. And that's pretty much how he fell into the whole thing with the Shakurs. He was a straight fan. That's why I tied in your former mods, and it's the same situation. These people want to attach themselves to something greater than them, somebody greater than them.
Yeah, but I thought he was this big wealthy guy and had all of this money and TB's got it going on and this, that, and the third. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. With a man that has as limited a vocabulary as he does and can barely use the English language properly. You a kuda. You a kuda.
Mm,
How could anybody think that he was capable of writing a book? Seriously. Like it's amazing to me. They put these people in cars and they pretend that these vehicles are there. They put these people in pools and these people pretend that it's their house. They put these people here. Like everything is imaginary. How is nobody willing to believe that? All you have to do is see somebody. Yeah, yeah, he's a 32nd degree Mason too. Yeah, yeah. With his Timu Mason cane. Like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It truly is. Unbelievable. What makes Ariel Kitchell, Mitchell, the lawyer
get you.
that she says she is?
Mm,
She's already got issues with Trey Songz right now. She's being, if I'm correct, isn't she be? They're going after sanctions on her with the bar administrate with the bar association. Yeah, I said Area Kitchell.
mm.
That's a good one. I might keep it that way.
Yeah, and her kitchen is, yeah, Burr Mitchell, because the Burr Baron.
Like
But
seriously.
but we're not gonna say nothing negative about her. You know why?
It's not about saying anything negative. These are facts
Because
that are in the
no, it's
news.
it's no,
This
I know.
person, this person, these people are being sued for $100 million, Dr. Evil style.
Yeah.
$100 million. They're being sued for them in News Nation. I wonder why Atwood isn't included because Atwood helped run that shwill too. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if he took the content down. I can think of 5 different content creators who I've seen that content on their channel still being played. I just watched the whole thing with Ron trying to convince me that in some world I knew Lamisha Fuller in 2012 when it was impossible, virtually impossible. Just the other day. It's on multiple people's channels. Funny how that works.
Mm,
But see, what's interesting is they got hauled into the grand jury. And it happened just in the nick of time because people were asking them more and more and more questions about those tapes and more questions about who was on those tapes and what was this and what was that. And the second that they went into the grand jury, all of a sudden they can't talk about it anymore. They can't speak about it anymore. It was almost as if that grand jury hearing saved them to a certain extent. because then could nobody ask them about it. And it's wild because they go into the grand jury and they come out and the press was waiting for them. TMZ was waiting for them to ask them, well, we can't speak about this. Well, my client can't say anything about this because the grand jury has and he has to turn this over and he has to turn that over. Wopty wopty wopt and whoopty whoopty woo. And they turned all of that over. Courtney Burgess said that Justin Bieber was on those tapes. They didn't bring Justin Bieber to the trial. Courtney Burgess said he had the videotape of him and other people that were under the age of 18. Ariel Mitchell Kidd says she saw a still, and the person that she saw did not look of age. They said, and this is before the DA charged Diddy with all of his charges. This was before they charged with RICO. This was before they charged with STing, with teleporting. This was before, which would mean if the feds were looking at all of this, and this is back when Damian Williams was still on the
Mm-hmm.
case before they moved it over to Maureen Comey. Damian Williams was very hot about dragging the diddler down to the ground. And then all of a sudden, he had to leave for personal reasons, and they brought in someone who whose father has a background allegedly in fixing cases for the government. Interesting. Now, if those tapes are real and they were subpoenaed and confiscated by the Fed before the charges came through, then wouldn't it be fair to say that maybe the reason why some of the charges that were filed against the diddler were because of what Courtney Burgess had? Hmm. I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't it? It wouldn't have just been about Cassie. It wouldn't have just been about the Jane Does. It wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
just been about Daphne Joy. It wouldn't have just been
Mm-hmm.
about Gina. It would have been about these kids. So what happened to the tape? Why didn't those tapes make it to trial? There was so much that didn't make it to trial. And it's funny because now that the trial is over, now Diddy wants to sue them about these tapes because he's saying that the tapes don't exist. But he also said that Cassie was lying about everything she said in her lawsuit, even though he gave her $20 million in 24 hours. And then the next thing you know, May 17th, 2024, out come the video. Okay, I did it. Sorry. I'm sorry. I think this lawsuit is interesting in my eyes because I think this lawsuit is either going to prove that the government was lying, Courtney Burgess was lying, or the diddler was lying. And if the diddler is lying and those tapes are real, and there were real minors on those tapes, as per the testimony on Sean Atwood's channel, from Courtney Burgess, as per Ariel Mitchell on News Nation. Hmm. Why would they make that up if it wasn't true? Why? And if it is true, why wasn't that a part of the trial? So now that the trial's over, the diddler wants to go after them. Hmm, somebody's lying, somebody's bluffing, and somebody owes the public answers, in my opinion. This is insane. There is absolutely no way in the world, if Courtney Burgess evidence that was confiscated by the feds and he got hauled into the grand jury about it, shouldn't have made it to trial. It should have made it to trial. He said there were celebrities on those tapes, all kinds of celebrities on those tapes. Some of them grown, some of them not. How didn't they make it to trial? Why is nobody asking? Why is everybody talking about this lawsuit and nobody's talking about that? Hmm? Hmm? Why is nobody talking about that? Where are the tapes? Because see, what the public should be demanding right now is for the exposure of those tapes. And if those tapes are real, then Diddy is an idiot for pressing this lawsuit. Because see, they weren't presented at the trial, which means another federal case could be drawn up. And then another jury had to sit there and watch that if it's real. And if it's not real, who's covering? Who's lying? See, this is what I don't like. I don't like when stories like this, 100 million, Diddy is suing for 100 million, $100 million over because they did this and he beat it and he beat the case and he beat the case, but these people said it was real. The only way to prove that is we need to see those grand jury transcripts. Or the feds need to be honest about what they confiscated from him, right? He said they came to his house. Isn't that what he said? Odell, can you help me? I might be remembering things wrong. Hmm. Listen to me. You ain't lying, Michael. Odell, are you there? Or did they freeze you? Oh, either ambient freeze them or the internet did. I don't know. But what I will say is this. Something's wrong. Oh, there he goes. We got signs of life. Nice to know he's still alive over there. No, but seriously, guys, the jury wasn't sequestered. There's so many things that's so wrong with this case. There were so many things that's so wrong with this trial. I just don't understand. Why does nobody ever have to tell the truth about anything? Why does everybody just get to keep lying? Their evidence was real, but it didn't make it to trial. It was confiscated by the feds, but it wasn't included in the trial. The grand jury knew about the whole thing and they were sworn to secrecy. Like it's, I don't know. I got an idea. Maybe it's time that people start writing letters to Judge Arun Submaranian. Maybe all of this needs to be taken into consideration regarding the sentencing of the diddler, since he's taking into consideration all of the other evidence that he said he saw that was redacted. Or was this some of the evidence? Was it Courtney Burgess' evidence that he's using for his sentencing? I'd like to know. I want to know. Mm, mm. I love that I can hum that. No, but seriously, and more importantly than that, TMZ was right there. They were right there waiting for them to come out of that grand jury hearing. Sure was. Tell me something. Of everybody that's talking about this case, that's still talking about Diddy, why is TMZ not talking about this one? They want to talk about all of Diddy's wins and everything, and Diddy's billions, and Diddy's this, and Diddy's that, and Diddy whack. Yeah, yeah, they want to talk about everything, but they're not talking about this. Huh? Why aren't they talking about this? They were there. They were there to interview them as soon as they came out the courthouse from the grand jury last October. Candace Owens ain't talking about it either. But TMZ more than anything. Why ain't TMZ talking about Diddy suing Ariel Mitchell, Courtney Burgess, and News Nation? This was their story. They was on it. They was hot on it. Hmm? Why ain't they talking about it? Why aren't they talking about the lawyers and the weirdo that lined up his precious Diddy? His precious Diddy. Hmm? Why not? Put a one in the chat if you think it's strange that Harvey Little Hands Leviathan isn't reporting on this story. Why is it just a bunch of YouTubers? Understand why News Nation ain't talking about it. Yeah, his precious Diddy, who should be walking out on time served. His precious Diddy, who needs to be back at Madison Square Garden. His precious Diddy, my precious. Like Diddy is striking back, right? So why aren't they talking about this? Oh, yes, we are at war. This is spiritual warfare. This is demons and angels. Yes, his precious Diddy. Oh, poor Diddy. He's being held. Oh, my Diddy. My dearest Diddy. He should be out. We, we're going to work this out for my dearest Diddy. We're going to get him house arrest. See, what do you think about that? Mark, and then you got Mark Agnafilo. You want to know what I find funny about Mark Agnifilo? Everybody talks about what a likable guy he is, and how great he is, and how wonderful he is, and how personable he is, and how he sat there and he convinced the whole courtroom to laugh about a substance that was confiscated and originally stated, even though they stopped talking about it in the media, that it was filled with pharmaceuticals. Do you want to know what I see when I look at Mark Agnifilo as a former dominatrix? I used to have clients like him. They look so sweet. They look so nice. They look you know, it's so funny. There was this movie that Nicolas Cage had called 8 Millimeter. Has anybody ever seen it? Has anybody ever seen it? Man, it was about how dark the world goes into the dark arts, into the domination world, S&M and B&D. Man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's a horror film. And what horrified me the most about that movie was exactly how much of that stuff I used to be able to stomach and tolerate when I was involved. When I watched it, after I walked away from that life, I realized exactly how desensitized I had become. The things I was able to tolerate, kind of shitty, actually. Yeah, the whole like major plot of the film was they were looking for snuff films. Yeah, they were looking for snuff films. They were trying to figure out whether or not the girl in that film had really passed away or was it just a really good fake job. It was someone in politics. She had found it. It was a wife. She had found it in her husband's belongings after he passed away. She didn't live much longer after she found out the truth. She couldn't deal with it. He literally paid to have somebody unalived for his for his sexual gratification. And it was crazy because the guy who did the deed in the movie, when they found him, he had the face of a boy next door. He wore glasses, just like Mark Agnifilo. He looked harmless, except for when he put on that mask and when he slipped on his wet work outfit and he went to work on that girl. It's so funny how people can be easily tricked and fooled. Now, by no means am I accusing Mark Agnifilo of being, you know, that kind of guy. The question is with a client like Diddy, why did it never cross anybody's minds that he might be? It's funny. Only one lawyer quit. The black guy. He said he can't do it. He couldn't do it. Thank God. That's someone you can hire. He actually has a conscience. It didn't matter how much money they were paying him. He couldn't go through with it. I want you to think about the kind of people these lawyers have to be. And he's just sitting there and I'm looking at him and I'm like, wow, you fooled everybody. He's a great actor. He knows exactly what kind of piece of crap his client is. But the amount of money that he's making, see. And anybody who can turn off their humanity just to collect some money, that should let you know exactly what kind of person they really are. That should let you know but people fall for it. And he said he's going to be on that stage at Madison Square Garden. And I told him I'm going to be right there cheering you on, champ. A man who likes watching a group of men ravage a woman like meat, urinate all over her. No, the other movie, The Devil's Advocate. Yeah, Keanu Reeves playing the power lawyer. I think when it comes to your average American citizen or just human being, period, people don't want to believe that the devil walks around in human flesh. People don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that there are people who are willing to harm someone else just so they can get off. They don't want to believe that there are people who get more excited by a prepubescent body than a grown one. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that grown men get on apps with little kids to lure them like they do on Roblox. But it's happening in real life. People don't want to believe it. People don't want to believe that there are people who enjoy waddling around and rolling around in human excrement and urine like pigs in slop. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe people enjoy putting their hands around people's necks and squeezing until the color in their face changes and the light starts to go out in their eyes and they get off on that. People don't want to believe it, but it's true. See, the reason why people like Diddy keep winning is because there's still too many people out there who don't want to believe that these people exist. And the sick numbers are growing by the day. There's a guy here on YouTube named Sean G who has been doing his Diddy doo-wop bop dance ever since they acquitted Diddy of the RICO. Now, the excuse that he uses is that he had done Fed time and he knows how hard it is to beat a federal case. And Diddy did it. He did it, man. He beat the government, man. You know how hard it is to beat the government, man. Diddy, man. Like he talks about him like he's some kind of legend. Hmm. He don't give no damn about nothing else to happen. See, people get caught up into their own little fantasies and desires. They really don't think about the harm that some of these human beings have brought to the world. I mean, to look at the smile across his face. I would love to ask him if Courtney Burgess is, if his evidence is real. And he's seen the diddler doing these things with little people, if he still feels like Diddy is a hero. Because see, Courtney and Ariel are saying that all of their evidence was real. Diddy is the only one saying it's a lie. I'm curious. Like people are sick out here. People are snatching up little people. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And y'all who choose not to believe it, if only I could take the bucket of tears that all of these victims cry and pour them down your throat to get you to understand the amount of victims that get harmed every day, the amount of victims that get taken away, teleported away every day. Their tears could fill buckets. And y'all just want to go around acting like everything is normal and everything is okay. No, that's not really happening. No, it's really not that bad. No, they were exaggerating. No, but they liked it. No, but they wanted it. What about all the people that didn't? What about Anna King? Hmm? Because see, Lamisha Fuller sat here online and pretended to be Anna King. Anna King's case is about to be heard again. Now, they're dropping a bunch of stuff from it because of, you know, how the criminal trial went. But she's still holding to her story. She was underage. You know, when I think about all of the times that Lamisha Fuller pretended to be Anna Kane and then told all of those ridiculous stories. They started poisoning the jury pool last year. They went to work. Diddy got arrested. I did Pierce Morgan, and they went to work. And I told everybody how it was gonna go. I told everybody little fires everywhere until everyone's so confused, don't nobody know who to blame anymore, and are too afraid to keep looking. No, there's not a lot of humanity left in the world. Thank God we have us here. Thank God we have us here. But I got an idea. Why don't somebody go on over there to TMZ and ask them why they're not covering this story? Because, see, I got a feeling. Actually, I got a strong feeling that I know why they're not covering it. I got a strong feeling. See, rumor has it in the backdrop that Ariel runs with the Jigger Man and is loyal to Rock Nation. And I mean, I could see how that connection could be there. I mean, you know, her good friend from college, from St. John's. Yeah, he was the first artist to sign to Rock Nation, her old friend. J. Cole. J. Cole was one of the first art. Actually, I think he was the first artist to sign to Rock Nation, and then he got his own plantation, Dreamville, through Rock Nation. Sure enough, subsidiary. I also heard that there are other ties, that there might possibly be ties to another law firm that's involved in a lot of things. Some guy named Alex works over there allegedly. You know, Diddy said it at the 20th anniversary of Bad Boy that Sean Carter was his strategist, that Sean Carter was his fixer, that Sean Carter was who he went to when he was in trouble, and vice versa. They helped each other. One hand washes the other. It's been said on several occasions, that they were a package deal for many years. Maybe the Jigga Man, allegedly, Captain Old Ariel, and Ariel put together her cast of bad actors to start working on derailing the jury pool. So by the time they made it to court, wouldn't nobody know what to believe no more. They started in October, and they kept all of that crap moving until January before they started falling off. Put a 2 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Put a 3 in the chat if you're not hearing me. The Jigga Man has Alex Spiro go on television and tell everybody they ain't friends, they wasn't never friends, they was never more than work associates, while he got his people working this angle. And guess what? We also know for a fact, and I've made it very clear, especially with everything we went through last week, Harvey Leviathan gets phone calls from the diddler and phone calls from the Jigga Man to fix stories and all kinds of things. I mean, TMZ was right there when Ariel and Courtney came out of court. Right there, right there. Maybe the reason why TMZ ain't talking about this case is because they was in on putting the fix together to destroy the jury trial when it hit. I guess that's why Diddy asked for a speedy trial. Because if they had pushed it back until 2026, who knows what other evidence might have came out? Who knows what other things? Yes, all boule, allegedly. Nobody believed what Alex Spiro had to say about their friendship. Nobody. And guess what? Outside of saying that they were nothing more than work friends, you still haven't heard the Jigga Man denounce anything that the diddler done. Nothing. With all their pictures together, with all their everything together. I suggest y'all take a look at Surviving Birdman because there's some interesting things that I'm seeing. You know, up until I saw that documentary, I thought it was just another ritual. Diddy got locked up mid-September and Young Thug got out of jail. Halloween, right after Diddy, right when everything was working up. No, it's right here on YouTube. It's here on YouTube. Surviving Birdman here on YouTube. I didn't really think much about it. And then I started thinking about Birdman going over there with Charlemagne and Envy and Angela Yee when they were all sitting there pretending like they wasn't scared when the truth is I could smell the urine. I could smell the urine through the screen when Birdman took his glasses off and looked right at Charlemagne and said, I'm telling you, I came to speak to you man to man. Put some respect on my name. Interesting. This was also around the time when Young Thug just got finished having his road manager, or for whatever reason, allegedly his road manager put a bunch of holes in Lil Wayne's tour bus. You know, it's right after Wheezy was pissed off because Birdman was propping up Young Thug and had Wheezy on ice, and then Young Thug came out and announced that he was going to be putting out his album, The Carter Six, and The Carter Five hadn't even come out. Weezy talking about F Cash Money. And next thing you know, he goes to Atlanta, I believe, to do a show, and he's got holes all in his tour bus. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the backdrop. A lot of young Atlanta rappers have been unalived. A lot of them. Daddy. Yeah. I wonder what Tony Braxton calls him. We know men call him daddy. What does she call him? ATM. I mean, what does a girl like her find attractive or find interesting or find in common with a guy like him? You know, I've been saying for quite a while that there's a whole lot of stuff going on, that I feel something bigger going on, and it's right there in front of our faces and we ain't watching. What if we're looking at a rap war, Cold War, with silent breakouts to gain control, to steer control? It was interesting watching Gilly the Kid in that documentary talking about what the Birdman ain't never gonna do to him, and how Birdman might do a lot of things to a lot of people, but he ain't never gonna do it to him. But I ain't never known the Birdman. Mm, I wonder why. When Gil came back north, he came back quiet. That I remember. $100 million worth of game. He got $100 million for that podcast. And then his son was taken. It was really interesting how someone so loyal to Rock Nation, like Meek Mills, gave him a chain with his son's face on it for his birthday. It looked more like a calling card or like a reminder to me. Didn't look like a gift at all. Not to me. I also found it interesting how nobody paid attention to the fact how Gil sat there with Shay Shay and was talking cash money crap about Rock Nation and why he don't go to the Rock Nation brunch. Or maybe the reason why you not bowing down to Rock Nation is because you already bent the knee to Cash Money on the low. Maybe Cash Money is who's backing you. That's how you got that $100 million worth of game. See, I'm looking at a lot of things and I'm starting to see a lot of things from a whole new view. See, when Diddy got arrested, nobody believed it was going to happen. Nobody believed that it ever would or it ever could. Understand that there's a silent Cold War going on between Rock Nation and other rap entities. Why somebody like Baby would want his number one stepper back out on the street to boost morale with the troops just to make sure things stay tight. Who knows what to trust anymore? If Diddy's in jail, what's going to happen to the rest of them? If it can happen to Diddy, it can happen to anybody. What if the Jigga Man tries to make a move? No, can't be vulnerable. Like there's a lot of interesting things to look at right now. Mm-hmm. A lot of interesting things to look at. Y'all should watch that documentary though. Surviving Birdman. And I want you to think about some of the other things. I want you to think about the fact that Young Money is an entity up underneath Cash Money Records. Think about that. Nicki Minaj out here in the streets doing windmills all over Rock Nation and everybody high up attached to Rock Nation. People think it's a cover up for one thing or another, but ain't nobody paying attention to the fact. Drake going back and forth with Kendrick Lamar and Kendrick Lamar being silently controlled by the Jigga Man through Punch and Tie. Drake going back and forth with UMG. See, a lot of people don't understand the big corporations that run these people, the Universals and stuff like that. They make these little rap weirdos compete for their affection and for their allegiance all the time. But I'll tell you what I do know. Rock Nation is the one that's been having financial problems and needed to get PP loans, not cash money. And let's just be honest, Rock Nation, they put out a lot of duds, a lot of their records, they catalog, it ain't really bona fide. Not at all. Not in any way. Oh, it's okay, Nikki. Yes, hashtag justice for the addicts. But that cash money catalog, that cash money catalog, ooh, that's cash money. The amount of money, man, imagine, imagine if Rock Nation could find a way to topple over Cash Money Records like they did Jay Prince and them down there in Houston. Imagine, imagine if they were able to just swallow up Cash Money Records and swallow up that catalog. Man, Rock Nation might finally be cooking with gas rather than lies and lawyers. See, there's always a bigger play. There's always a bigger play. Yes, thanks to Demore Hadley, we were able to hear all about Rock Nation's problems and how Live Nation couldn't do anything to bail them out. Want to know why? Because white massa ain't going to let you colored people rely on them for anything. Y'all going to carry your own water. And if you want to work it out, you better work it out amongst it. I know for a fact that there's steppers running all through Louisiana strapped at all times right now. And it ain't because of Curtis Jackson. Hmm. All it took was Takeoff's death to pry Megan the Stallion away so that she could come over to Rock Nation. And let's not forget, Cardi B is Rock Nation controlled. Nicki Minaj, Cash Money. And the Birdman is the only man in the South who runs his own operation that hasn't had to bow a knee to Rock Nation. Oh, Tree, y'all better put some respect on my name. Why did he need to say that to them? Why did he need to take his glasses off and look Charlemagne dead in the face? What was y'all saying at that time that required him to step in your radio station and let you know and came with steppers all around him? Mm. Oh, Tree, y'all better put some respect on my name. I tell you what I do know about the Breakfast Club. Tell you what I do know. They loyal to New York. They loyal to the Jigger Man and they loyal to the Diddler. I also thought it was kind of messy when Gil interviewed Young Thug talking cash money crap about Lil Wayne right before his tour bus got a bunch of holes put in it. Maybe everything that we're seeing is all asymptomatic of a decade long war that we haven't been paying attention to closely enough.
Mm.
Diddy being in jail, that messes up the ecosystem. It also weakens certain parts of how things have been running. I tell you what I do know. Cash Money Records is Cash Money strong. Rock Nation needs PPP loans. Young Thug came out of jail Halloween 2025. Offset died Halloween 2022. Same year, Tory Lanez was forced to go to trial and been in jail for something that we all know in our hearts he ain't do. I'll say allegedly for the record. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Put threes in the chat. Put threes in the chat if I'm cooking. Put threes in the chat if I'm cooking with gas.
Mm.
Hmm? Offset died. There was a major lien put against the Prince family. The Prince family, they've been gentle as lambs ever since Megan Thee Stallion walked all the way over to Rock Nation. And it's taken both her and Cardi B to try to go after Nicki Minaj and unseat Nicki Minaj. And they all windmilling right now, ain't they? Think about it. The second that Megan Thee Stallion went right on over there to Rock Nation after she left the Prince family behind. I want you to think about it. All of
Mm.
a sudden, they started replacing Nicki Minaj. All of a sudden, MTV started replacing her with Megan Thee Stallion. All of a sudden, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B doing records like they trying to play in Nicki Minaj's face. Put a three in the chat if I'm cooking. Mm. Meanwhile, Apple holds no allegiance to any of these black people, to any of
Mm.
these people of color, but they're benefiting from it all. Universal, no allegiance to any of these people, but they benefited from it all. And Diageo was the one that greenlit the diddler, and none of his black counterparts tried to protect him or save him in any way. They all stood back while they were busy fighting over the real estate of what's left in hip hop. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm telling you? Beyonce's concert, there's a robbery. The choreographer got robbed of the new music. Hmm? Ain't Young Thug in Atlanta? Last I checked, Atlanta's Young Thug hood. If there's a silent Cold War going on that we not seeing on the up and up between Cash Money Records and Rock Nation, that would make a nice little score, wouldn't it? And let's not forget, there were under the table promises made for Lil Wayne and for Louisiana to have the Super Bowl last year. And instead, the Jigga Man gave it to Kendrick Lamar. Birdman wasn't happy about that at all. But see, Birdman's hand reaches all the way from Louisiana to Atlanta. And Young Thug is, without a doubt, his stepper
Mm.
with an army of gangsters underneath him. And with him out of jail, even if he is on probation, that gets people's hearts up, keeps morale up, especially with the Rico case he was facing. It's funny, all of these rap gangsters keep Who's sliding out of these Ricos? But when it gets to the point where everybody from Young Money, which is an entity of Cash Money, starts swinging on Rock Nation, I think people need to start asking why. Everybody's looking at all these artists like they going out on dummy missions individually. I don't care what they say, they all owe a debt to the Birdman. And if Tony Braxton is trying to get 160 million out of him in a divorce for only being married for a couple of weeks, I think it's fair to say the Birdman got a whole lot more money than that. Rock Nation can't say the same right now, especially with all they done whack ass records. Birdman is still sitting high on his catalog. Oh, I think it's time for us to start doing a little digger deeper. I think we all need to start digging a little deeper. And I think the Diddy distraction. Mm, there's a lot going on in this world. There's a lot more going on. And it's been going on for quite some time. I'm gonna get to the bottom of a few things. And we're gonna keep smoking it over. We will be
Mm,
talking about TMZ sooner than later. Did you want to wake up and say goodnight?
I'm up.
Mm-hmm. Evil is afoot and it's everywhere. But anytime they try to force society to look in one direction, squarely in one direction, it's because they don't want you to pay attention to what's happening on the backdrop. There's a lot of other things going on. And maybe it's time that we should all pay attention, a little closer attention to all of these rap unalivements in Atlanta.
Mm,
Yeah. You know how it is around here. You snooze, you lose. Odell.
mhm.
Odell.
I'm here.
Okay. No, it's just you snored. So,
Oh, no, no, no.
yeah.
Mm,
No, you want
mm.
snore.
I mean,
It's funny
anyway.
because everyone is sitting here looking at your baby face and they're listening to the snoring coming out. It's actually kind of cute.
Mm, mm, mm,
Is the baby pick making him sleepy? I don't know. I don't know.
mm,
But I want to thank our biggest hater for coming through tonight and making all kinds of threats and dropping all of those pounds. I want to thank everyone else who donated from your heart. I want to thank you guys for staying long enough and tolerating me being frozen. Um, and I want to thank all of you for laughing at Odell's snoring. Um,
mm.
I'm glad that we got to have this conversation. Big bad baby wolf. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is time to tuck this baby in with a bottle, but just not a scotch. And now I want everybody to just pay attention. There's a lot more going on. We got a lot of things going on, and we need to keep our eyes fixed. But yeah, we need to start asking TMZ why they're not talking about this $100 million story. That 100 million, $100 million worth of game, $100 million for a podcast, 100 million
Mm.
for tapes that allegedly don't exist, but they were confiscated. People saw them, tested to them. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'll tell you one thing though. If I have my way, I'm gonna kick the leg out of. I'm gonna kick one of the legs out from underneath this chair and see who runs to catch it when it starts wobbling. That's for sure. Honestly, we might have done that tonight. But people need to start asking real questions. Also, I'll be doing Uncensored Podcast is coming back, and the conversation we will be tackling on the podcast is the Halle Berry situation. I'm not talking about that on YouTube. There's too many people talking about it on YouTube. And plus, my take on it might be a little bit different than what everyone else has to say. People keep talking about cooking and cleaning. People keep talking about looks. People keep talking about relationship value and this, that, and the other. And personally, I think I see something a little bit more sinister, and it's bigger than David Justice. And salute to David Justice. You know, people mad at him because after all of this time, after all of this, he's finally come out to say something. And the thing is it's his story. And like the man said, Halle Berry asked him to marry her, not the other way around, which means she asked to be a part of his life story. So if she so desperately wanted to be a part of his life story, then he has every right to talk about it how he sees fit. That's my personal opinion on that. She asked him to marry her, not the other way around. She has to be a part of his story. He has the right to tell it. And I just find it funny. He said some really key things that a lot
Mm.
of people didn't really talk about.
Mm.
And it has more to do with how Hollywood operates than it does anything else. It's really not about cooking and cleaning. It's really not about none of that at all. But what I will say is this: Halle Berry had children after her marriages to David Justice and to Eric Benet. She played mommy. She played stepmommy with India, with Eric's daughter, and then she decided to have children with her French Canadian lover and her French ex-husband, Olivier Martinez. It's wild. She never really talks about, because I've heard the rumors about Olivier being physically aggressive and physically aggressive with her, but she never really talked about that. She only talked about the black men that like to hit on her. Like I said, and it's wild. Y'all just gonna have to listen to Jaguar Wright Uncensored podcast while I break all of that down real quick. Trust me, it's gonna be a quick listen, but it's gonna be a heater. And also the one thing that David Justice said was that she didn't give off mother vibes. And it's interesting that people are judging him for saying it because she had children, one with a French Canadian and one with a Frenchman, and they both have custody of her children. He has to pay them child support. I mean, if they got custody of the kids, I think it would be fair to say they also didn't think she was operating with mommy vibes. But hey, let's be mad at the black, Hall of Famers. Um, yeah. You know, like I said, check out the Jaguar Wright Uncensored podcast. We'll be talking about the Halle Berry situation. I have no need in talking about it here on YouTube. It has been over exhausted. And if there's anything else that happened in this conversation that you didn't understand, please just leave it in the comments and we'll go from there. Yes, sweet dreams to you all. And it's been fun. We've been here. We had an evening, made an evening of it. And we'll see you soon. Salute. You saying good night, Odell? You gonna say good night?
Oh, yeah. Good night.
That's how hard he works. It's so funny. They say you use me. He said you use me, and I'm too dumb to know it. Ain't that funny? I wonder what I use you for. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Bye.